What if I told you that one of the biggest risks for stroke might be hiding in your salad bowl, not your snack drawer, not junk food, not greasy burgers, but a vegetable you've trusted for years, thinking it was good for your heart? The truth is, some seemingly innocent vegetables could be quietly hardening and narrowing the blood vessels feeding your brain, increasing your risk of stroke with every bite. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 vegetables that actively clear your arteries and protect your brain, plus 10 imposters that may be sabotaging your health without you realizing it. Stay with me until the end, because the most dangerous culprit will be revealed, along with a clear, simple plan to help you take control and protect yourself and your loved ones from a devastating stroke. Before we dive in, I want to share a real story with you. Patricia is 66 years old and lives in a quiet town in Maine. Every Thursday evening, she sits out on her porch with an old iPad, carefully propped up on a worn recipe book. She's not great with technology, but week after week, she's learned just enough to open Zoom, because Thursday night is when she gets to see her granddaughter in New York. "It's the highlight of my week," she says with a soft laugh. "I don't understand half the buttons, but I know how to find her little smile." But one evening, just before the call, Patricia felt a strange numbness creep down her right arm. She shook it off, thinking she had just been sitting too long. Moments later, the screen lit up with her granddaughter's face. Patricia smiled, like always, but deep down, something didn't feel quite right. She truly believed she was doing everything right, eating well every day, avoiding fried food, and always choosing what she thought was heart-healthy. But what no one had ever told her was that some of those healthy foods were silently damaging the arteries that fed her brain.
Number 1. Okra. I know what many of you are thinking. Okra? That slimy vegetable? A lot of people have avoided it their whole lives. But if you're concerned about stroke, especially if you're managing your blood sugar, this green pod could be the best friend you never knew you had. Here's why. One of the silent causes of blood vessel damage that leads to stroke is the spike in blood sugar after a meal. Over time, this excess sugar acts like tiny shards of glass, scratching and weakening the delicate lining of your arteries, including the critically important ones in your brain. But okra is a game changer. Inside, it contains a special type of soluble fiber called mucilage. When it enters your gut, this fiber forms a gel that acts like an effective sugar-absorbing sponge. It significantly slows down the rate at which sugar from your food enters your bloodstream. Instead of a sudden blood sugar flood, you get a gentle, steady stream. This gives your body a protective shield, keeping your brain's arteries safe from daily damage, and is a strong line of defense against diabetes-related strokes.
Number 2. Beets. The deep ruby red color of beets isn't just for decorating your salad. It holds a power that directly impacts the number 1 risk factor for stroke: high blood pressure. As we get older, our artery walls tend to become stiffer and narrower, like old pipes with buildup. This forces the heart to work harder to pump blood through, increasing pressure on the entire system and raising the risk of a ruptured blood vessel in the brain. This is where the magic of beets comes in. Beets are rich in a natural compound called nitrate. When you eat them, your body converts this nitrate into a miracle molecule called nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as a natural muscle relaxant for your blood vessels. It signals the artery walls to relax and widen. Imagine being able to naturally widen the pipes that carry blood throughout your body. The result is that blood flows more easily, blood pressure goes down, and most importantly, your brain receives more oxygen and nutrients. This not only reduces the risk of hemorrhagic stroke, a ruptured blood vessel, but also protects the brain from ischemic stroke. Number 3. Purple cabbage. Most of us are familiar with green cabbage, but its purple cousin is the real star when it comes to protecting your arteries. A stroke isn't just about a blockage. It often begins with a silent enemy: chronic inflammation. Picture chronic inflammation as a low-grade fire smoldering inside your blood vessels. This fire makes the artery walls rough and sticky. This creates the perfect setup for cholesterol plaques to latch on, much like grime sticking to a rusty pipe. Over time, these plaques grow, narrowing the pathway for blood. If a plaque ruptures, it can form a clot that causes a blockage, leading to a stroke. And this is where the beautiful color of purple cabbage comes into play. That vibrant hue comes from a group of powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins. Think of these anthocyanins as an elite team of firefighters for your blood vessels. They patrol your body, putting out those fires of inflammation, which helps keep your artery walls smooth, healthy, and more resistant to plaque. Adding purple cabbage to your diet is a simple yet powerful way to calm inflammation and protect the vital pathways to your brain.
Number 4. Spinach. We all grew up with Popeye the Sailor Man and his strength from spinach. But its real stroke-fighting power isn't just about the iron. It's about a lesser-known nutrient, folate. And folate has a critically important job, neutralizing a hidden attacker called homocysteine. In our blood, there's an amino acid called homocysteine. When its levels get too high, it acts like an acid, corroding and damaging the delicate inner lining of your arteries. Damaged arteries are more prone to forming clots, which significantly increases your stroke risk. Many major studies have shown a direct link between high homocysteine levels and an increased risk of stroke. Spinach is one of the richest natural sources of folate. Folate acts as a neutralizer, helping your body safely break down and get rid of excess homocysteine before it has a chance to do harm. By regularly eating spinach and other dark leafy greens, you are actively cleansing your system and neutralizing one of the silent culprits behind strokes.
Number 5. Kale. Kale might be a superstar in the health food world these days, but for heart and brain health, it's a timeless champion. If you could only pick one vegetable to fight off a stroke, kale would be a top contender because it attacks risk factors from multiple angles. First, it's a potassium powerhouse. Most American diets are loaded with too much sodium, from salt, which drives up blood pressure. Potassium acts as a natural counterbalance, helping your body flush out excess sodium and relaxing the blood vessel walls, which helps keep blood pressure in check. Second, kale is packed with a huge amount of vitamin K. Vitamin K acts like a traffic cop for the calcium in your body. It directs calcium to go into your bones to make them strong, and crucially, keeps it from being deposited in your arteries. This process, called arterial calcification, is what makes blood vessels hard and inflexible, leaving them vulnerable to damage. So, with just one vegetable, you're helping to control blood pressure, thanks to potassium, and prevent hardening of the arteries, thanks to vitamin K. That's why kale truly earns its title as an all-around protector in your fight. But building a strong house is only half the battle. You also need to know which termites are trying to eat it from the inside. So, are you ready to find out if your favorite healthy food is actually on the danger list? The worst culprit is about to be exposed.
Number 1. Canned tomatoes. Yes, you heard that right. Fresh tomatoes are wonderful. But the problem isn't the tomato, it's the metal can that holds it. This is one of the most subtle health traps in the supermarket. The lining of most metal cans contains a chemical called BPA, bisphenol A. BPA is an endocrine disruptor, which can negatively affect your blood pressure and heart health. What's worse is that tomatoes are naturally acidic, and this acidity causes BPA to leach from the lining into the food at a much higher rate. On top of that, canned tomatoes are often loaded with a huge amount of sodium for preservation. It's a true double whammy, a hormone-disrupting chemical and blood pressure-spiking salt, both of which are major risk factors for stroke. The solution here is simple. Whenever possible, choose tomatoes that come in glass jars.
Or even better, use fresh tomatoes. If you must use a canned product, look for one that is specifically labeled BPA-free, and always be sure to rinse the tomatoes thoroughly under water to remove some of the excess sodium.
Number 2. Bottled vegetable juice. Many of us reach for bottled vegetable juices like V8, thinking it's a quick and convenient way to get our vitamins. But in reality, you might be drinking a sodium bomb in disguise. Just one glass of a typical vegetable juice can contain a third or even half of your entire recommended sodium intake for the day. Consuming that much salt in a single sitting will cause your blood pressure to spike almost instantly, putting immense stress on your artery walls and your heart. You're trying to do something good for your body, but you end up directly contributing to the biggest risk factor for stroke. Always read the label carefully. If you have to buy it, look for the version that is clearly marked low sodium. But the best choice is still to eat the whole vegetables to get the fiber, or blend a smoothie at home where you have complete control over what you put into your body.
Number 3. Eggplant. The eggplant itself is innocent. The danger lies in how we usually prepare it. With its unique, porous texture, eggplant acts like a perfect sponge. When you fry or sauté eggplant, especially in dishes like eggplant parmigiana, it soaks up a massive amount of oil. If you're using unhealthy oils, you're turning a low-calorie vegetable into a bomb of saturated and trans fats. These fats raise your LDL, bad cholesterol, contributing to the artery-clogging plaques that are a direct path to a stroke. Change your cooking method. Instead of deep frying, try roasting or grilling it with a light coating of olive oil. Roasted eggplant becomes tender and sweet without the need for excess grease. This way, you can enjoy its flavor without doing a disservice to your arteries.
Number 4. Salad dressing. You've carefully prepared a heart-healthy salad full of leafy greens, and then you ruin all your hard work with a single action: pouring on the dressing. Popular bottled salad dressings, especially creamy ones like Ranch, Caesar, or Thousand Island, are often full of harmful ingredients. They're loaded with sugar, inflammatory vegetable oils like soybean oil, and of course, a ton of sodium. You are essentially pouring a mixture that promotes inflammation, raises blood sugar, and increases blood pressure all over your otherwise healthy meal. It completely defeats the purpose. Make your own dressing. It's easier than you think. A simple, classic recipe: mix extra virgin olive oil, a splash of vinegar like apple cider or balsamic, and a bit of pepper. It's not only more delicious, but also genuinely good for you, allowing you to get the full benefits of your salad.
Number 5. Corn. Corn, especially the sweet corn we love at summer barbecues, is basically a sugar bomb. It's very starchy and has a high glycemic index, meaning it converts to sugar in your bloodstream very quickly. Eating corn causes a sharp blood sugar spike, forcing your pancreas to work overtime to release insulin. This repeated blood sugar roller coaster wears down your blood vessels and increases the risk of insulin resistance over time. For anyone trying to manage their weight or blood sugar to reduce their stroke risk, corn is a poor choice. If you really love corn, treat it like a garnish. Eat a very small portion and always pair it with protein and healthy fats to slow down the sugar absorption. Better, lower sugar vegetable alternatives include cauliflower, broccoli, or green beans.
Number 6. Pickled vegetables. Pickles, olives, or any other pickled vegetable are soaked in one main thing: a salt bath. This is a classic sodium trap. Just a couple of pickles can contain a massive amount of salt, which can instantly raise your blood pressure. For anyone over 60 who is watching their blood pressure to prevent a stroke, eating these pickled foods is like adding fuel to the fire. Keep them to a minimum. If you're craving that crunch and tangy flavor, try making a fresh cucumber salad with a splash of vinegar. You'll get a similar satisfaction without the dangerous load of salt.
Number 7. Creamed vegetables. Classic American comfort foods like creamed spinach or creamed corn take otherwise healthy vegetables and turn them into a harmful dish. The problem is the cream sauce. It's typically made from heavy cream, butter, and cheese. This combination creates a dish loaded with saturated fat, the type of fat that raises your bad LDL cholesterol levels. Bad cholesterol is the main building block of the plaques that clog your arteries. Enjoy your vegetables simply. Steaming or lightly sautéing spinach with a bit of garlic and olive oil is a wonderful, heart-healthy option. Let the natural flavor of the vegetables shine instead of drowning them in fat.
Number 8. Vegetables in canned soup. Canned soup is a convenient meal, but that convenience comes at a steep price to your health, especially its sodium content. Even the most wholesome-looking soups, like a vegetable minestrone, are often packed with an astonishing amount of salt to boost flavor and shelf life. Just like vegetable juice, a single bowl of canned soup can easily deliver more than half of your daily recommended sodium, putting direct strain on your cardiovascular system. Making soup at home is always best. It's not as hard as you might think, and you have total control over the salt. If you must buy canned, look for labels that clearly say low sodium or no salt added.
Number 9. White potatoes. White potatoes, especially when turned into French fries or potato chips, are one of blood pressure's worst enemies. They are a high glycemic carbohydrate, which quickly raises your blood sugar. But when they are deep-fried in unhealthy oils and coated in salt, they become a triple threat. They spike blood sugar, cause inflammation from trans fats, and send blood pressure soaring from the sodium. A well-known study published in the BMJ showed that eating fried potatoes 4 or more times a week was linked to a significantly higher risk of high blood pressure. Make the switch to sweet potatoes. They have a lower glycemic index and are richer in antioxidants. The best way to enjoy them is baked with a little olive oil and herbs, not fried.
Number 10. Candied vegetables. Sweet potatoes are great, but the candied yams we often eat during the holidays are the exact opposite. This one is the most obvious. Drenching vegetables in brown sugar, syrup, and marshmallows turns a healthy food into a dessert. This massive sugar load causes severe insulin spikes and promotes system-wide inflammation, two factors that contribute directly to blood vessel problems. Let the natural sweetness of the vegetable shine. Instead of candying them, try sprinkling a little cinnamon on your baked sweet potatoes. Cinnamon not only adds flavor, but has also been shown to help control blood sugar. Don't wait for a stroke to be your wake-up call. Some foods we trust are quietly causing clogged arteries and chronic inflammation. Start protecting your brain and heart, one smart choice at a time.